All right, so it has officially gotten to where I'm terrified to turn on my PlayStation 5. Uh, you might think I'm being a tad bit dramatic. I'm really not. See, the PlayStation 5 has a little problem. See, that problem is if your power goes out, you risk data corruption, broken hardware, God knows what else. It tells you all this stuff. So the power's gone out once before. Now, I live in Florida. I live in the swamplands. Okay, well, I really don't, but that's what they call Florida. Every residence I've had in this state, the power just goes out, especially during rainy season. Rainy season, forget about it. If it even starts to drizzle, I unplug all my electronics. Always have. Wintertime, that's usually the best time for my house, but the power still will go out randomly, just out of nowhere. It goes out and then it comes back on. So it did it once before my PlayStation 5 turned on. Now keep this in mind. PS5 is $500. I have an M2 NVMe SSD, Western Digital Black, $250 installed. I have a T5 SSD, 2 terabyte, $200. That's installed. Okay, that's for PS4 games. So what? That's $950. So look at this. So the power went out again. It went out again, and that's with me having all these SSDs. Now, if there's data corruption or something like that happens on one of these SSDs, it could potentially ruin the SSD. So it's like that's gone on top of the PS5 being gone. So there's a reason I'm showing you all this. I know there's some people saying, well, just get a UPS, get an APC. That's a battery-powered surge protector. I just recently found out about him. A guy on Twitter told me about it. I forget his name, but I appreciate you. I'm going to have to get one of those. I was reading reviews for those, and a lot of people were talking about how it can potentially cause fires and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't know if I want that behind my television set. The point is, this was on the PS4. This was on the PS4 Pro. Okay, so I've been, this is a Sony thing. Like, my PC, if it shuts off, it doesn't have to do any of this shit. It doesn't have to repair anything. You know what I mean? If my Xbox Series X turns off, Xbox One X, Xbox Standard turns off, or the power goes out, don't none of this shit happen. And I'm not trying to turn this into a fanboy video. Listen, I own everything. I don't give a F about which console is which. You know what I mean? I feel like this is piss poor design. So I fire up the PS5, haven't fired it up in a few days. I start downloading some stuff, downloading Godfall. The router went out when the power went out. So that's why it didn't go. That's why it didn't connect to the internet. And I'm pissed. I cut out the original audio. I was so pissed. I'm thinking this sucker is broke. I lost this money and this and that. So it's just a very, very irritating thing. I think this is piss poor design, man. I really do. I don't understand. I don't understand how it's on the PS4 Pro and then it carried over to the PS5. Like, really? Really? You couldn't fix that? So anyway, I fire up the Xbox or the Xbox Series X just to show you. Power went out on this thing. I keep it on instant on all the time. Look, it just fires right up. I got a Western Digital Black hooked up to an 8 terabyte, 7200 RPM drive, $250. I have the proprietary SSD, that's $200. Series X was $500. I got $950 in the Series X too. You don't see none of that repair bullshit going on. And like I was saying here, you see I was swearing that it was busted. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to have to get a UPS or an APC to alleviate this problem. It's just something you don't hear about, and I just think it's real lousy. The PS5 has this horrible design. You can't help a power outage. Sometimes that happens. So if you got a PS5, I'd urge you to get a UPS or an APC. But then again, I don't have it tested, so read the reviews. I'm going to buy one regardless, and I'm just going to plug my PS5 into it. That's going to be the only piece of electronic. Everything else I have in this house has surge protectors. But anyways, anybody else have this problem? I know you're going to have the problem if your power goes out. Like, am I the only guy in the world whose power goes out randomly? Like, is this not an issue for most people? Because you don't ever hear about this. But anyways, that's all I got for you. I'll holler at you later. Okay, real quick. we're back up and running. I cleared out the downloads. I'm reinstalling Godfall. I just wanted to show you something. I don't imagine this is some shit your PlayStation can take too many times. You know, this is twice that it's happened to this one. First time it's happened with the M2 SSD storage. Second time for the USB extended storage. You know, I feel like this shit happens again. This sucker's gonna brick. But I just wanted to show you. This is interesting. You see other down here when you go to your console storage. Okay, I think that's primarily like a cache or something for like PS4 games. So when this happened the first time, I had like 60 gigs on here on other, and it cleared it out when the power went out. Like it was at like 10 gigs. Well, anyways, through like more downloads and everything, I got all the way back up to 50 gigs. I forgot all about it. I meant to do a video on it. So when I checked the console storage, look at this. It subtracted 40 gigs, or 10 gigs again. Not again, before it did a lot more. But I was like, oh crap, I forgot about that. So if you want to clear your other cache, just unplug your shit while it's on. It'll clear that other right out for you, baby. Mine's getting immune to it. So the next time the power goes out, it won't clear out shit. But yeah, just, you know, interesting. Another flaw. All right, later.